Hey y'all, it's Krystal. Welcome back to my Texas garden. So today I am back out in the garden and I am inspecting my beans, and we have a major problem with my long beans. One that I've never experienced before. Now, if you're new around here, welcome. And if you're all about gardening naturally, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to smash the bell icon so you're notified every time I post a new video. Okay, so you guys know that the day before Hurricane Laura was set to make landfall, I discovered that I had an issue with my long beans. Now, last week, I saw that I had a long bean plant over here that had died on me unexpectedly. I went ahead and pulled that plant out and burned it. Now, I wasn't really too sure what was going on until I started seeing some of my other plants that were surrounding that particular bean plant, including the ones that were across the aisle from that bean plant. Now, this is something I personally have never experienced before. After doing some research, I have come to the conclusion that my bean plants have Mosaic virus. And y'all, the rumbling in the sky right now, that's exactly how I feel about what's going on with my beans right now. The virus can be seed-borne, but the majority of the time, the virus will overwinter on different wild plants and is actually spread by aphids and leaf-hopping bugs. And if you remember, when I discovered that plant dead, I discovered aphids, and I knew that I had a small infestation of aphids. So it all really does make sense now. Now, once you have the Mosaic virus in your garden, there is no cure for it. There is no fungicide, no anything that's going to fix it. Once a plant starts displaying the yellowing on the leaves, that's pretty much it. That plant is a goner, and like the seasonal flu, it's contagious. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out the infected plants. I'm going to pull them out of the ground. I'm also going to take the baler's twine that they're actually attached to and the stake that's attached to the ground. I'm taking it all out. Any scissors or any tools that I use will have to be sterilized. At this point, I am not going to go back with any beans or anything in this area right now. I am going to get all the infected plants out of there, and then I'm just going to cover it up with hay and come up with a better plan so that I can use this area. For sure, next spring, there will be no beans in this area. I am going to plant more beans where I took out the zucchini replicante the other day. Remember I said I wasn't too sure if I was going to go back in with beans or peas? The decision was made for me. So let's get to work before the skies open up and downpour on us. Okay, so this is where we're going to start right now. Now, this bean plant is completely dead. I'm not even going to save any beans from it. Everything's being trashed. Now, since this disease is also in the seeds at this point, you definitely do not want to save any seeds from these plants. All right, so right next to it, we have this plant right here. And looking at it, it does look healthy. It looks like a green, healthy plant. But when we come in and inspect the leaves a little bit closer, we see that we have some yellowing here. Okay, it's on all of them. It's on all of them. Right down here, we see the yellowing, okay? That tells me that this is potentially has the virus. And in order to save the plants right next to it, I'm going to go ahead and pull it out. Not only those plants, but also the plants across the way, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and pull this plant out right here, but I'm going to keep a watchful eye on these plants over here. All right, y'all, it got windy really fast out of nowhere, so hopefully you can hear me. But the last step that we're gonna do is actually to sterilize all of the equipment we used when taking down the long beans. Now, because I've got plants out there, I'm not gonna actually go and spray my trellises down, what's left of them, because I don't want the bleach solution to harm my plants. So I'm just gonna let them be for now. Okay, so first things first, I've got my scissors and I've got my wheelbarrow. I'm gonna clean it up, real simple. And now I'm just gonna spray everything down with bleach. Now this is a bleach solution that I use in the house, and it's one part bleach to 4 parts water. It is strong, which is why I'm not using it around my plants. Let it sit for 30 minutes to an hour, and then come back out and rinse everything off. Now, just let it air dry. All right, so I'm all done. I pulled out all the infected long bean plants and all of the stakes and all of the baler's twine that the long bean plants touched. Could I have left the baler's twine and the stakes there? Probably. The thing about those two items is that they are soft, so like they'll hold the virus. I mean, that's what I have read. So I don't want a repeat of this. So I took a lot more precautions than maybe some people would have, and just got rid of them. I also pulled out the plants nearby the infected long bean plants. I pulled out healthy plants that maybe had a little yellow leaf here and there. Again, I probably went a little overboard, but I did that to save the other plants that are still there. That over precaution thing again. So in the very beginning of this video, I said that I was going to go into the area where I had the Zucchino Rempicante planted, and I pulled them out because of vine borers. And I was going to put more long beans in that area. As the day has worn on, I decided against doing that. I think what I'm going to do is just be happy with the plants that I have right now, and I'm going to start preparing for my winter garden. The long bean plants that I have right now are doing great. They are producing like crazy. They love the heat. So honestly, I'm just gonna be really happy with what I have. This is what I picked tonight, and 2 days ago, I picked about the same amount. So I'm just gonna be very happy with what I have. They're producing really, really well, and it's enough for me to put up for my family for the winter. Now, this is my first round with Mosaic virus. I have never dealt with it before in all my time gardening. And I want to kind of make a note here real quick. Those of you who are brand new to gardening, keep this in mind, that each year is going to be totally different from the last year. This year you might have an awesome tomato harvest, and next year you might run into all kinds of problems, but your squash harvest is out of this world. Just be prepared to learn something new about your garden every single year, because no 2 years are alike. You can take that to the bank. Now, like I said, this is my first time dealing with Mosaic virus, and we know that they could be in the seed, which is why it's important to know where your seeds come from. The virus is also spread by aphids and leaf-hopping bugs. Here's the deal, y'all. I think I might have pinned down where this virus... Really? That's the second time he's done that. Where was I? I think I may have pinned down what happened. So earlier this spring, my cucumber plants failed to do anything at all. The plants themselves were stunted in growth and they yellowed out very quickly, and I lost every single one of my cucumber plants except for about 2. Then I also had one long bean plant that mysteriously died on me. Now, before it died, I had collected seeds for the new section of that new section that I just took plants out of. I think that the Mosaic virus was in my garden. I think that it affected my cucumber plants. Then the aphids and other bugs went and bit the cucumber plants and infected that other long bean plant. And I think that long bean plant was infected when I pulled the seeds. I have since destroyed all of the seeds that I collected from that area. Again, I don't want to repeat. I do have a long bean plant that I have collected seeds from, but that long bean plant is still alive and thriving still. So I think that I think I'm safe with collecting seeds from that plant. So I think that was the source of the Mosaic virus. And if you're wondering, where did my garden get it? I've got fields and fields and fields and fields around us of wild vegetation. And so any of that wild vegetation out there could have been infected with the Mosaic virus, and a little bug came over and ate on one of my plants, and that's how it happened. So I really think that's how it happened. And hopefully I've taken enough over precaution steps that I have gotten rid of it. C'est la vie, right? We move on. We sterilize everything with bleach solution and move on. For more great gardening videos just like this one, go ahead and click right here and I'll meet y'all over there.